So we need to start this video out first letting everyone know that we are extremely elevated right now, but there is something very creepy going on in the state of Rhode Island that it's very scary. Like, people are receiving things in their mail. Somebody uploaded a video over on TikTok showing that people in Rhode Island are receiving inside of their mailbox creepy edited photos of Colleen Ballinger from her toxic gossip train.
How horrific.
No, it's scary. I would be like terrified.
So I'm from Rhode Island originally. I don't know what's going on back there, but apparently people are leaving images of Colleen Ballinger in the toxic gossip train video in people's mailboxes, but like edited to look like that. And it's even funnier because no one knows who she is and not a single person has commented. Read these comments. This is pretty disturbing and upsetting to find in my mailbox. It did not have an envelope or no return address or note attached. Just wondering if anyone in the area has received the same photo in their mailbox. I'd be asking if anyone recognizes this girl, and I'm wondering if she's okay. Did you show this to the police? I plan on taking it to the police tomorrow and the post office to ask about it. Imagine you're just like working at the post office and someone brings in this. Creepy. I would bring to the police department as soon as possible because it could be a missing person. Yikes, that is disturbing. Here's another one. This one? This one is like actually edited and kind of scary. But there's the ukulele in hand. Prank or not, I would report it. It's evil and it has a dark intention if you ask me. So true, definitely evil. You are right on. It is evil. I think it's illegal to touch a mailbox if you're not delivering mail. What law is that?
You know what it's giving? Do you remember like several years ago when all those like clowns were being spotted and people were like seeing clowns and then they were going away and then they were coming back? It's given that. The pictures are weird looking.
Well, no, people in Rhode Island apparently don't know who Colleen Ballinger is. So that's got to be a very humbling experience for her because they're on these forums and I guess maybe posting on Facebook talking about this.
Yeah.
Like, we should be concerned for the person in the photo. You guys need to report this. Maybe she's not safe. Like, what is going on? This is very scary. Is there a murderer on the loose? Like,
you know what else people are doing too? I've noticed that like every other TikTok on my For You page is like find the wild Colleen, and it's like a horrific like horror story looking thing and it'll jump out of the screen. They're memeing the shit out of her right now.
All aboard, all aboard, all aboard, all aboard, all aboard, all aboard, all aboard.
And rightfully so.
And the next person that I want to talk about is Alix Earle because she's having a very interesting few weeks over on TikTok for her own doing. She went out one night. You guys know that Alix Earle loves to drink and she was on vacation in New York. I think this was New York City or she was in the Hamptons. There was a 17-year-old there. He is now 18, but at the time of the video clip, somebody caught a clip of them making out when they were both very drunk at like a club.
Unless you live under a rock, you heard about Alix Earle cheating on Braxton Berrios in the Hamptons this weekend. On her so-called girls trip, Alix posted this video of her and all of her friends singing and dancing to Dancing Queen. But I want you to pay attention to the dress color here and this cowboy hat. Homie shows up a little bit more pictured in frame here in another video. And later, I know it's blurry, but you can see the two making out right here. And it's clearly cowboy hat guy and Alix Earle with that same color dress. Worst part about it is my guy was 17 at the time. His grandma posted this a couple days afterward, wishing him a happy 18th birthday. Imagine cheating on this specimen of a human with a 17-year-old. Revenge season Braxton Berrios is going to be a problem. Braxton's gonna make Alix regret everything she just did, and he's winning NFL Offensive Player of the Year.
Here's the thing though, because Nick was like, do you know who Donna Karen is? I was like, no.
That's his aunt or his grandma.
Like, what? I don't...
Donna Karen, DKNY.
I had never heard your DKNY until I was like in high school. I was like 16.
Well,
that's the first time I ever heard.
Well, that's her.
Of some Donna Karen.
Well, that's her. But his father as well has like a very like high profile job.
Well, then how did Alix Earle not know that he
wouldn't know? But this is the kicker because Alix Earle, everyone was in her comment section commenting things about him being 17. She started this lie on TikTok. Now she's saying it's the truth. A lot of people are just thinking that's a lie. I'm gonna play a clip for you guys, and it looks like that's probably a f***ing lie.
And shout out to the person who sent me this. But Alix Earle claiming that she didn't know that Sebastian De Felice was 17 at the time of her hanging out with him. And this whole narrative and trying to play it off like she had just met him is a complete and utter lie. She was wearing an orange dress when they kissed, right? It was the 26th, last Wednesday, that this happened where she kissed him, right? And Alix Earle has so many photos with Christy Brinkley because her son owns this Rove company with Sebastian De Felice's father. And that company's the one that sponsored this meal right there, as well as Tuta Il Giorno, is Sebastian De Felice's family's restaurant. So she went to a sponsored event by his father Friday, July 14th. And his whole entire, that's his grandmother, was there. Everyone. His mom, dad, whole crew was there. And she sat by him and passionately spoke to him with her hands like this the entire night, hung out with his whole family, and was sponsored by his father's company, but didn't know that he was 17. She had met him prior to making out with him in that club, met his whole family, and you're telling me she never got the inclination that he was underage or in the summer before his senior year in high school? She didn't look him up. She didn't look up their family. As buddy-buddy as she is with this woman, and Christy Brinkley being, well, her son being business partners with Sebastian's dad, I highly doubt that the naivety that she's playing this off as and the I found out is when you did is true. It has to be a lie to just cover up for what she drunkenly did, which was make out with a 17-year-old.
She is telling everyone that she found out at the exact same time as them. Now, this is very troubling for Alix Earle because she had a football player boyfriend who was like doing really well in the NFL. So you're for a 17-year-old James Charles.
Girl, what does she have to offer?
You know what? Does Alix Earle follow James Charles? We need to look right now.
I bet you she does.
Okay, upon further inspection, Alix Earle does not follow James Charles.
Thank God.
So some people are giving Alix a pass in this situation because they're like, she was extremely drunk at the club.
Exactly.
Maybe she didn't know. How did she not? After that clip that I just played where she was literally spending so much time with the family, with the grandma. She was there with DK and Y. She was in full conversation with him at dinner. There are photos of her literally like having a deep conversation with him.
No, girl. Like, are we going to cancel her too, or are we just going to let her get past this? Like, are we going to keep the same energy?
This is a very tricky situation.
Google is readily available to Alix.
This is a very tricky situation. She went to his father's event over in the Hamptons. Okay. She spent a lot of time allegedly with that family, a lot of time with Donna Karen, a lot of time with him. You mean to tell me that his age never came up in conversation?
Not buying it.
Never at all.
Not buying it.
So this is very tricky, and I guess this is just left up to the public's opinion. I think it's gross and disgusting.
Deplorable. Even.
It's deplorable, if you would say that. And we hold a lot of influencers to a certain standard when it comes to them trying to children, and we have to keep Alix Earle in that same regard. Shame on you, Alix Earle.
Same.
So this is blowing up over on TikTok. People are still talking about it. I'm sure that Alix was hoping that this would just be swept under the rug, but it was such a like piss poor PR move on Alix's part to sit there and try to say that she found out at the exact same time as everyone. Girl, she should have just come on camera and she should have said, I was extremely wasted at this club. I was having a good time. This happened. This is disgusting.
It'll never happen.
I did not know that he was 17 years old. I now know that, and I am disgusted by the whole situation. And should have just apologized and kept it moving. Because I don't think that Alix Earle was going out of her way to like...
I don't think so either, but I don't know. Like, you have to be at least a little bit more responsible with whose tongue you have in your mouth, girl.
So the next thing that I want to talk about, have you ever heard of the I've Had It podcast?
Never in my life.
You must have seen these clips going around Instagram and on TikTok as well. I thought that the one lady that was on this podcast was Laura Linney. Like every time I saw it, I was like, oh, it's really cool. She's doing a podcast and it's kind of like popular. Not Laura Linney, and this lady is actually somebody from Bravo. Her name is Jennifer Welch. She's like an interior designer, does like textile type of stuff like that. That's kind of how she's like known and what she's famous for. Well, she missed the mark. Now, I've seen a lot of people supporting this podcast. I've laughed at some of the things that they've done. They just did the episode with Trixie Mattel that I thought was really good. But her and her co-host went on this podcast called the Not Skinny But Not Fat podcast. Sorry, I got my notes. You guys know that I love my notepad these days. And Jennifer really missed the mark because she decided that she was going to trash everyone that does not have a social media following, like people that are trying to become an influencer, people that have like 2,000 people following them. She kind of like singled out this one girl, and she was basically calling her a faux influencer because she's like, you're talking to like 10 people, like what are you influencing?
People online on Instagram that are faux influencers. They have about 2,000 followers. They get about 20 likes per post.
But they're
this
putting
one
it out
chick,
there.
she's like, okay, hi guys, all 10. Hi guys, get ready with me this morning. So what I do, and I look and it's like 1 like, 0 comments. And I'm like, and the commitment to it goes back multiple weeks. And I'm like,
but you gotta give it. You gotta give it. You say, one of these GRWMs will go viral, so help me God, you
The
know?
commitment
I know,
is-
but you have to be committed.
You have to.
You have to be committed. I'm not poo-pooing your, because I'm a hater, I get it. Like, and to tell their day like anyone's listening, you know?
Right.
I know. But I also think in the optimistic, cute way, it's like you do it until someone likes it, you know?
Right.
Just nasty, mean girl energy. She looks like she would participate in the purge. Laura Linney would never.
Okay, first of all, gag me with the spoon. The fact that she felt comfortable getting on here like on micro influencers as if it's like some kind of joke, that pisses me off. As someone, like, we all start from the bottom, but like that's downplaying the struggles that people go through to build a social media platform. It really pissed me off. But you want to know what really pissed me off? You want to know? Now, I used to watch The Vampire Diaries and I used to watch The Originals. The Originals and The Vampire Diaries are two of my favorite franchises. I love Julie Pleck's work and I love all the actors and actresses that are in this, especially Claire Holt. I loved Rebecca Michelson, but I saw that she liked this and it kind of pissed me off because if you like this is basically on everyone that is trying to make a come up now, and these people didn't start with the following, you know what I mean? So that was kind of disappointing to me.
Well, I think the Jennifer Welch lady probably had a little bit of a following because she did some show on Bravo. But this is just such a bad take because there were so many people commenting underneath this post that they're like, we love your podcast, but this is totally missing the mark. I'm one of those people that you were talking about, and I literally do this because I have dreams of wanting to be an influencer and wanting people to come to my profile and all that kind of shit. It's such a bitchy thing to do.
Yeah.
It honestly, it's not reading well. And one thing that I have not seen is anything on their social media addressing this. They're kind of just letting it play out. I do want to say kudos though to the podcast host that was doing this because she kind of pushed back against it and she was like, oh, wait a minute. Rightfully so.
First and foremost, it comes off as very elitist when you say like that. I don't get down with people that are that way, and I do not like pretentiousness. And that comes off as like, oh, well, you only got 20 likes. I'm better than you. Like, no, you're not.
First of all, the fact that grown-ass adults are sitting there talking about follower counts, and if you have 2,000 followers, then you're basically like a faux influencer. Like, Arl, why is that even a conversation? Are they harming you?
This lady is so far removed from reality.
Well, you saw in that clip, her co-host, she really didn't say that much while Jennifer Welch was sitting there running her mouth and fixing to trash on everyone.
Girl.
So I don't think that the co-host might have been agreeing with Jennifer Welch. And finally, the person that I want to talk about, it's been a hot minute since I brought her out on this channel. She got married. I let her have that month off. She was on her honeymoon, living her wedded bliss. But I gotta talk about you again, Mikayla.
Not her wedded
We
bliss.
need to talk about Mikayla Nogueira because she came back to TikTok. She took a whole entire month off. Look,
She broke her silence, y'all.
She did. She said that she did not look at anything, like no news about her wedding. People just told her not to go on TikTok, to not Google anything. I don't think that I really believe that. I think that she was definitely looking for like what publications were talking about her wedding.
She was good.
What celebrities were saying congratulations, Mikayla.
She was on the Instagram search bar, Mikayla Nogueira.
Answers.
I can't come right now. I'm looking at something.
Somebody will come out with a screenshot of something that she liked about her wedding. That's what's gonna happen. And people are gonna be like, cancel my bitch.
I'm gonna answer your juicy questions about my wedding. So it's the best day of my life. Cody and I are so happy. We're officially husband and wife. Then the morning after my wedding, I wake up to a bunch of text messages. Yep. Mikayla, don't go on TikTok. Don't go on TikTok. Don't go on TikTok. Don't go on TikTok. Don't Google anything. I didn't. I haven't seen a single video about my wedding or any like news or anything, but I have been told what has been said. So I'm gonna answer some of these questions.
But in this Q&A, there were two questions that I was really curious if she was actually gonna ask, and it was the first two that she asked. She talked about everyone discussing that her wedding was sponsored because she had that whole elf thing. The elf collaboration came out right before the wedding, and then there was like the step and repeat, everybody got a bag. And then you saw influencers at the wedding reception actually putting the makeup on. People thought it was sponsored. She said no, it wasn't. She said that she just wanted to include that moment because she was so excited to work with elf. She wanted to have that for everybody there to celebrate them as well because they wanted to be part of it.
The biggest question, was my wedding sponsored? I can't with you. No, my wedding wasn't sponsored, none of it. Absolutely none of my wedding was sponsored. And I'll show you why people are saying that. As you guys know, I came out with a lip kit with Elf for my wedding day. I got to wear it at my wedding. It was awesome. And then, of course, I wanted to have some sort of wedding favor at my wedding, so I decided I would have my lip kit. And then me and my wedding planner had this sick idea to create a kissing booth. And it's basically this really cool photo moment. You can go up there with your partner, give him a kiss, and get a photo. This had nothing to do with Elf. I paid for this and the whole wedding myself, and I actually had to ask Elf permission to put their logo on the kissing booth. I don't think you understand how much it means to me that I got to work with Elf, so of course I wanted to include them in my big day. And none of it was sponsored. Makeup is my life, and from the beginning of planning my wedding, I knew I wanted to have some sort of makeup moment. Plus, the lipstick is beautiful, so obviously I want everyone to have it.
That's nice, but honestly, I didn't think it was shocking that she had that at her wedding. Why would you not? That's literally the product that's catered to you. It's something that you worked on. It's for your wedding.
At the end of the day, girl, weddings are expensive. Seriously, you can offset that cost somehow?
That is so crazy to me that people look down at... Ask, you know what, closed mouths do not get fed. So if she wants to ask some people if they want to pay for some of that wedding, girl, get your life. Live your wildest dreams. Yeah. She should have fireworks. And the other thing that she addressed is we all remember that there was that friend, well now ex-friend, that was posting her like wedding invitation, the RSVP or something, because she didn't actually send a wedding invite. She brought them up, and I think that she actually responded to this in like a very classy way. I personally, as a drama commentary channel, I would have loved for her to like actually drag this bitch. You're trying to ruin my special day, bitch.
Next question. Did I uninvite family and friends so I could invite influencers? Oh, my wedding was 175 people. 10% of that was influencers. And the reason why it seemed like it was all influencers is because the only people posting on TikTok are influencers. So that's all you're gonna see. My grandma isn't making a TikTok about my wedding, okay? And if you're wondering about the friend that I chose not to invite, they're not my friend, and I'm sure you can see why.
And the way that she responded was to just say that you can obviously see why that person is no longer my friend. Yeah. I would like to know a little bit more. But honestly, in true fashion of people that have had some kind of drama with Mikayla online, they always respond. They always make another TikTok.
The hairdresser was my favorite.
Else. Oh, the hairdresser was great. Speaking of hair, you guys, I came across this video on social media the other day. There is this thing that people do for migraines, and it's scalp pulling. Now I'm gonna give a trigger warning because I am gonna put the clip in here, and it's what gets me is the sound.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, watch this. This is something called scalp popping to relieve migraines, and it's going viral on TikTok. So this woman is performing what's called hair cracking, hair pulling, or scalp popping. Supposedly this helps relieve migraine headaches, but there's no scientific basis behind this technique. Basically, you're pulling small sections of hair and separating your scalp from your skull, or pulling your regalia from your periosteum of your skull, and that's what makes the popping sound. It's doing nothing to your skull or anything inside of your brain. It can actually cause alopecia or hair loss and can cause inflammation in your scalp, and inflammation can actually make migraines worse. If done incorrectly, you can also tear your skin and cause bald patches on your head. So if you're looking for relief of your migraine headaches, I would not suggest that you perform this technique. In my opinion, scalp massage would be much more safe and likely to be more effective than this technique. And if you do suffer from migraine headaches, I would suggest that you first start by talking to your doctor.
That does not sound healthy.
It doesn't.
It does not sound like
awful.
I feel like
not in a million years.
What I envision that to feel like with somebody pulling like that on your hair, can it not like, first, like one, rip your hair out, but two, can it not like pull your skin away from your skull?
Yes, that's what they say it's doing. That's the popping sound.
Hell no.
People like try way too many things. They get a little too comfortable with their own bodies, bitch.
You jump too much into it. You got your scalp sliding around.
Another thing that she brought up and she was answering people's questions about is the fact that she had Chris Appleton as well as Makeup by Mario doing her makeup for her wedding.
Mario.
She said basically like she took her shot. She just sent them a message, like it was like a TikTok video that she recorded. Nobody else saw it. She sent it to them asking. She said they came back very quickly and they said yes, they're gonna do it.
How did I get Mario and Chris to do my hair and makeup? Oh my gosh, guys, that was unbelievable. So I knew I was gonna do my own hair for my wedding day. I said to you guys, but who was gonna do it? It was such a dream in my head to them, but I believe in the whole 100% of the don't take. So I was like, I'm gonna give my shot. Ended up really made like a TikTok that no one of them saw, and it was like ask them if they would be willing and interested, and just like right away, oh my god! Really, I can't believe that times out of their schedules in line in my wedding. Ready, it was unbelievable. Feel the look. I want time love when I cried. I didn't expect when they like.
Now here's the thing though. Why did you not address the Chanel bags, Mikayla? When are we going to hear about the Chanel bags?
Never.
People donated to.
Girl, that
what happened to that? If I took that as she was helping him out with that charity thing, and that was kind of like some kind of payment for him doing her hair.
Probably.
I mean, I don't know.
We'll never hear of those Chanel bags.
No.
again.
Those people that donated need to get Chanel bags. I am petitioning right now.
Well, you know, I think only 3 people entered.
No, I think it was 4. I think 4 people entered. So two of those people need to get a bag. Seriously.
Or at least the equivalent of a bag, a money order, a check.
And with all that said, everyone, that is it for this video. We hope that you did enjoy it. Please leave us a bag emoji down below, because justice for the bags. Justice for the Chanel bags, everyone.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys all in our next video.
Bye.